G'day, I'm Tom from Purpose Built Moto. I just finished tightening the last bolt on our latest project, a Honda VFR750. This thing's a huge departure in style for us, being a fully faired bike rather than the more naked style that we're used to. So let me take you through just exactly what we've done in terms of custom work and modification to liven up this mid-90s racer.
Fuck it up!
With every new bike through the shop, we try to improve what we're doing and stretch our capabilities that little bit further. This retro racer to be was unlike anything we'd ever tackled before. Starting by hollowing out the tail section, rebuilding a new aluminium subframe and building in a space to hide our electronics and battery under the tail. Next was the front and rear fairing pieces. We started with a front fairing and tail cowl from Airtech. Once the placement was figured out, the pieces were modified to suit the mid-90s Honda and the custom mounting process began. The tail was simple, a few threaded bungs and a bracket to integrate the twin orbit brake light setup and the job was done. The front fairing, however, was a little bit more of a challenge. Starting with a stock mount point on the frame, I painstakingly designed and fabricated the front fairing mount out of stainless steel plate and round bar, making sure the one piece would mount the fairing, headlights, gauge cluster and the mirrors. Jamming that much functionality into a single piece of fabrication was tough, but I still managed to keep it looking pretty good in there. The front end lighting and accessories consist of a twin 4.5-inch flashpoint LED headlight setup, vertically stacked analog gauges, custom clip-on bars, bar end turn signals, and our 3-button switches to control all the flashing and beeping. Next was the new exhaust. Using a set of stainless performance headers, we fabricated our own link mid-pipe that runs out to a twin set of Torpedo Mufflers, mounted high and on an aggressive angle with an eccentric X-styled muffler mount. The sound of the Honda V4 howling through these pipes is amazing, especially once you start to climb that rev range. You'll hear more of that during the test ride at the end. These pieces started to tell the story of the bike. Things were getting a little less subdued, a little more neon glow, Tokyo back alley style. Walking further down that path, I decided to swap out the rear wheel for the RC30 replica 8-spoke rear wheel that would solidify a more race-bred look for the VFR750. Wrapped up in a set of Shinko Verge radials, a lot of the aluminium on the bike was left raw, being finished with a hydro blaster. The process leaves a semi-polished finish but keeps a nice texture on the casted wheels. The Honda Racer now needed some side fairings. I was feeling pretty confident after the work we'd done on the front and the rear of the bike, so I decided to fiberglass my own. I didn't want to do the full fairing and belly pan, so I fabricated a few mounts and started shaping foam for a 3/4 size side fairing. The finished result is a hand-glassed vented side fairing that I used to tie the custom front and rear with the stock Honda tank, leaving the exhaust and engine cases revealed underneath. Another handmade piece of bodywork is the front fender, using a completely sheet metal aluminium design for both fender and the mounts. The Honda VFR750 received a full rewire, including upgraded regulator rectifier, battery, and a black box module to talk to our slim push-button switches, all neatly hidden under the 2-piece seat. The seat has been trimmed out in a black on black leather with perforated being used to add detail, stitched in a colour matched silver and purple by Timeless Auto Trim. The boldest part of this project is definitely the colour choice, using a vibrant purple complemented with the raw finished aluminium throughout the bike and a silver with grey detail stripe on the graphics. The process on this was to have the base purple laid down in a matte finish. We then had a graphics kit designed and cut in a thin vinyl, applied to the fairings, and then we had to take it back for a final layering of a gloss clear coat. Making sure the retro Honda wasn't just a pretty garage ornament, we've made upgrades to the brakes, front and rear suspension, complements of ride dynamics, opened up the intake and had the bike dyno tuned. The VFR puts down 86 horsepower to the rear wheel, and with the work we've done, hits the curb at a weight of only 208 kilos, down from a stock weight of 226 kilos. Needless to say, this has livened the VFR right up, whether it be in a straight line or tipping through some nice winding corners. Having taken a huge leap away from our previous bike styles, this was a great exercise creatively for me and the guys. I'm really happy with our end result and stoked I finally got to build a purple bike. Finally! Trying to blend some sharp sports styling in with the retro-driven enduro racer feel was a lot of fun. I just hope this project leads to heaps more like it. Now enjoy our test ride on board the VFR750 Retro Racer.